Okay, good day. So in this video, you're going to learn higher derivatives. Ito yung tinatawag nating derivative of a derivative. Okay, so let us consider the function y equals f of x. If we want to determine the first derivative, the symbol that we're going to use is either y prime or f prime of x or just simply dy over dx. And that is already the first derivative of the function. Ang tawag natin doon yung rate of change of the function f of x, or just simply the slope of the curve, diba? Now, if we get the derivative of the function f of x, we are finding the second derivative of the function. And that is what we call the rate of change of f of x. In symbol, we write y double prime or f double prime of x, or just simply the derivative of the derivative, okay? Or d over dx times dy over dx. And this is equal to not dy squared over dx squared, but rather this is equal to dd squared or d squared of y over dx squared. That is the symbol that we're going to use for the second derivative of the function f of x. Okay? Ang tawag natin dito, that is rate of change of the rate of change of f of x. For the third derivative, we can use y triple prime or f triple prime of x or d cube of y over dx cube. So this is the third derivative. Okay? So ito yung third derivative. And for the fourth derivative, we can use this symbol to denote the fourth derivative of the function f of x, or this one, d to the fourth y over dx cube. Okay? Fourth derivative. Naalala ko, ito yung ginagamit namin sa engineering sa pagkuha ng sa structural analysis, sa pag-design ng building or structures. Tatandaan ko, ginagamit namin until third derivative. Okay? But just going to show you one application of higher derivatives in the topics of physics called kinematics. Okay? Saan ba ginagamit yon? Hanggang second derivative, ginagamit yun sa kinematics. But in structural analysis, kung di ako nagkakamali, hanggang third or fourth derivative na gagamit namin to. Considering if we have a position function, s equals f of t, meaning you can determine the position of a moving object in terms if the time is given, okay? Or we can write s of t, okay? So ang tawag natin dito, position function. Okay. Now, if you get the derivative of the position function, slope of the curve yon kapag if we're talking about y equals f of x, di ba? Ganun din naman yon. But if you get s prime of t, okay? S prime of t. So meaning, ito yung ating, what we call this? This is ds over dt, or the first derivative. Pag ibig sabihin, kinuha mo yung derivative of the position function, we have the first derivative. And this first derivative is actually the velocity function. So itong ds over dt is actually the velocity of the object at a given time t. So the first derivative of the position function is the velocity function. Okay? Tandaan yun. Okay? Okay, so this is s prime of t, or ds over dt. Pag kinuha mo yung second derivative of the position function, ito na yan. So this is second derivative. So that is d squared of s over dt squared. Okay. Ito, second derivative siya nung ating position functions, pero siya ay first derivative of the velocity function. Pag ito'y dinerivative mo, first derivative ng velocity function, b prime of t yun, or that is dv over dt. Okay? second derivative ng position function, first derivative ng velocity function. Ito na yung tinatawag nating acceleration function. Okay? Ito yung tatawaging acceleration function. Okay? So therefore, in the application ng ating higher derivatives in kinematics sa physics natin, yung ating first derivative can be a function. Tinatawagin ng velocity function eh. And also, yung second derivative of the position function is the first derivative of the velocity function. And it so happens, yun yung tinatawag nating acceleration function. Okay? So I'm going to give you examples on how to determine the first, second, or third derivative of a given function. At the same time, application example in kinematics. Okay? Thank you.